Hi everybody, here we are again.
Welcome to our house. This video is a before and after, how we've transformed this lovely old farmhouse, farm bungalow.
It's a lot of work.
A lot of work. It's got to be said, the work is still ongoing. 7.5 years after we moved in. We didn't think it would take this long. I think grand designs from those of you who've watched that programme. But we have to say this wouldn't have been possible without him, because luckily his previous training allowed him to do so much of the work with the help of a lovely friend over the road. If we'd paid builders to do this, we would have still been back in the, I don't know when.
I suppose a bit of a jack of all trades, master of none, but I do learn on the job. 7 years learning. And I always say, since we've moved here, I've never actually worked so hard in my life since I've retired, but loved every minute of it.
Yeah, so anyway, hope you enjoy the video, and we'll see you at the other end.
Bye.
So here we're walking into what was the kitchen. As you'll see, a lovely big space. But in actual fact, we quickly realised not much place to sit to entertain visitors afterwards. 2 small snugs, which sat at a squash a maximum of 4 people. So you'll see what we've done with all this space later in the video. As you can see, it's Christmas. Little did we know the Christmas present would be fire and water, so watch this space to see what happens there. So this is the other side of that window from the kitchen, leading into a bedroom which didn't have any external windows. It's a bit claustrophobic. Watch later in this video of how we totally transformed this. And then leading through again on the ground floor to our, what is now master bedroom. There's a dumping ground at this stage, as you can see. We'd literally only just moved in. We've got rid of the plastic walls and ceiling, but nice view of the ruined wall.
This is a small room which we call a snug, just leading off the old kitchen. Has quite a nice log burner, but the previous owners put it in front of the fireplace, so we're hoping to put it inside.
Got these amazing stairs that the previous owner built by hand. Round the corner to, gosh Dave, an empty wine cellar.
I haven't drunk them all, honestly.
And this used to be a farm bungalow. The previous owners lifted the roof by a metre. And so there's plenty of this nice headroom. A lot of wood. They left the clock and all these lamps. And some of the wall art was from the previous owners. And we go through this middle bedroom, which has been totally changed now, and into the far room. So one of the negatives is we have to walk through 2 upstairs bedrooms to get to this beautiful room with a stunning view. Something changed about this room though, quite dramatically, and we'll explain that shortly. Here's our old dog, Josie, bless her. But rather a nice extra space, given we've got plenty of living space downstairs anyway. We were sat one night with the log burner with the funny flue, which Dave will tell you about in a second. And all of a sudden I said to Dave, "Fire?" And he went, "Yes." I said, "No,
Fire!
Chimney fire." To be fair, he moved quite quickly.
Yeah, I did move quite quickly.
Yeah, out the door. And luckily we have a borehole.
Turned the borehole on, found the hose, and quickly got up a ladder and stuck the hose down the chimney, which luckily was only about 3 foot up in the air. Very, very short chimney, which is one of the main problems, because when we first moved in, the flue came out of the top of the log burner at an angle, went up about a foot, turned 90 degrees into the wall, to the chimney, and then 90 degrees back up again. Not what you really want, because you get a build-up of soot and God knows what.
You did say to me at the time you were worried about it.
I did.
It was November and it was flipping cold because that was our only form of heating. So we thought, oh, it'll be fine. No, it wasn't. So the next minute, no problem. There's a bit of a lot of smoke in the house, but the fire's out. But we've now got water everywhere. Luckily,
Dirty water.
it was dirty water, very dirty water, ash water. But luckily, it was before the furniture had arrived. We were in sort of camping mode. All good fun if you don't weaken.
All part of moving to Portugal. So here we have the problem. The little beetles had laid their eggs and the larvae had eaten away our timber of the floor. There's one of the buggers. I then decided I needed also to check the roof space, because if they've done the floor, maybe they're in the roof also. So ripped it all down, and luckily the roof hadn't been affected as far as I could see, but I treated it with bug killer anyway. So a hell of a lot of work, but it's all done, and there's me in my jumpsuit.
So, a couple of months after we discovered the beetle infestation, we had friends coming to stay. Bear in mind we'd taken out the floor of the spare bedroom and that was still non-existent. And bearing in mind we also only had one ground floor shower room at this stage, we didn't just have 2 friends coming, we had 6 friends coming for a whole week. Add on us 2, that's 8 people. Now, one shower room divided by 8 people, if you give each person, say 15 minutes if you're lucky, that's still 2 hours before we're even contemplating heading out the door. Luckily, despite losing that end bedroom, we still had 2 rooms upstairs to sleep people. Admittedly, one was a mezzanine, but our friends are very relaxed. And we had, at that stage, 2 bedrooms downstairs. Watch later on in this video for what happens to one of those bedrooms. So we could sleep everybody. It was the shower room that might have been the bit of an issue. So I said to my lovely husband, Dave, we need a shower room upstairs. We're going to need one up there at the end of the day anyway. So leave it to him. He's a little gem, isn't he? Look what happened. This is part way through the shower room being built. Hadn't quite got it finished in time for the friends coming. Downstairs bedroom, our master bedroom, where Dave's currently stood there. How about we knock the wall down between the 2 ground floor bedrooms and push the wall back a bit and then have a sliding door wardrobe inset in between times. And that's worked out really well. And this is that bedroom with the new wall inset. We also bashed through from the old kitchen, which is where this blue wall room is, through to that internal bedroom. And our internal bedroom, we put a new floor down and it became our kitchen. There was no central heating. We were just relying on one log burner now in the back snug. So after a lot of research undertaken by Dave, we went for pellet burner.
And here's one of the radiators we did put in.
Now from the outside, this is the old front door that led in to that original kitchen area. We decided we would love to have patio doors. Here we've got a picture of Dave coming through the area of the new patio doors and the old front door about to be blocked in. At the same time, the porch area, the uprights, Dave discovered were a bit rotten, and so we took the whole porch down, extended it, and here's the new porch.
And here I'm taking a welcome rest from all the work.
And where are we today? Let's do you a guided tour. The kitchen has now become a sitting room with a lovely archway through to the kitchen. We've got plenty of room for entertaining. In fact, we even have the luxury of 3 sofas, although Maya, our dog, has adopted one of them. The new porchway is up, new window in, patio doors seem to constantly be open. Temporarily we've got a dining room table there, but that's going to move into the back snug soon. Light and airy. Through to the kitchen. Look at the depth of these walls that Dave had to knock through. And then Dave put this kitchen together for us. Again, the wine rack somewhat empty.
All that cladding had to come down to check the roof space. All the floorboards had to come up and be replaced. And then of course you've got things like the electrics, which were renovated completely, the new shower room cum bathroom, and the plumbing.
My office space now, a lovely space to work in. So here's the finished shower room, coming very useful for our guests. And this room you wouldn't think had changed a bit. A whole new floor, whole new ceiling.
New insulation.
New insulation. The view though is still as good. Except now you can actually see the ruin, whereas before the brambles covered the top of it.
But look what's inside the ruin.
Yeah, my swimming pool.
But here, through this door, is a room we never use other than a storeroom, a dumping ground and a work area. Been like this for 7 years. And we're just about to embark on a new project. We're going to change this and make it hopefully into a new bedroom.
Stop it. Dave, behave.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Loads of work coming up because I have to keep him busy. There's a long list.
I need to keep busy.
So plenty to
I'm
keep you
always busy.
plenty to keep you entertained.
You don't let me rest.
So watch out for the next video coming shortly. Bye.
Bye.